Santoshi ma'am, are you there? Okay then. Guys, today I gonna explain you the most important topic, that is functions. Okay. Mm, yeah, okay. Generally, functions are the most important aspect of an application. Means first of all, let me give a brief introduction, that is what is functions, and after that I will explain types of the function, and after that I will create some functions, and I will give some examples, and finally I will explain some built-in, generally Python, functions are the two types here. See that built-in functions and user-defined functions. First of all, I will explain what are all the user defined function, and after that I will explain what are all the, I will explain some of the built-in functions. Yes. Okay. First, let me give some introduction about the functions. Okay. Generally, a function can be defined as the organized block of the reusable code, means which can be called, one second, guys. Okay. Means which can be called whenever we required. See here, see it is showing that, generally, functions, if at all, if you want to avoid repetition, then we can use the functions. Means function makes the code reusable. Okay. Generally, Python allows us to divide a large program into basic building blocks. So we can call it as a function. Generally, a function divides a large program into basic building blocks. Like if you are working with the large programs, like if you are working with a big projects, then functions are used there. See, mainly if you work, if you have DESA, if you are familiar with the data structures and algorithms, then you can know what is function, like how we can use the functions. How many of you here know what is data structures? Like, how many of you are familiar with the data structures and algorithms? I just comment in chat box, guys. Are you familiar with the data structures and algorithms? Come on, just comment in chat box. That's it. Only one person was responded. What about? Yes, okay. Deepak, okay. See, um, means if you are familiar with the data structures and algorithms, see if you take the queue, then queue is generally used to, generally we can also, what is that, we can create the stack, we can create the stack using queue. Means we are using those stack code, queue code in the stacks. Okay. So that's where the functions are used. So if you are familiar with the data structures and algorithms, then you can clearly know that what is this reusability means. Okay, you don't worry. I will explain what is this means. Okay, means a function can be, the function contains the set. The function contains the set of the programming statements enclosed by the closed bracket. Curly braces, guys. Okay, and the function can be called multiple times to provide reusability and modularity to the Python program. And another thing is, Python pro, these functions are also helps the programmers to break the program into smaller parts. Like if you take if you take one example, that is calculator, means then we can divide the code into sub parts, like we can perform addition, we can, addition, subtraction, division, like that. Means we can divide the complete one big program into smaller programs. This can, this is all about can be done by the functions. Okay. Means it organizes the code very effectively and avoids the repetition of the code. As the program, as the program grows, the function makes the program more organized. Okay. And here you can clearly see that we can divide the function into two types. One is built-in functions and the other one is User defined functions. Generally, what are these user defined functions means? Here user defined functions are those functions which are defined by the user to perform the specific task. Like, let me give an example. Like, if at all you want to perform sum of the two numbers, then there is a built-in function that is sum. Rather than that, you can perform sum of two numbers by here a plus b. Okay, this is a user defined function. Okay, here I just gave little example. This is what user defined function means. Generally here user define the it was defined by the user to perform the specific task. And coming to the next type of function, that is built-in functions. Generally the built-in functions are those functions that are predefined in Python. Like, if at all if you want to find the minimum element, maximum element, then there are already built-in functions, that is min, max. I have already explained what is min. Min means, if at all if you want to find the minimum element in that particular sequence, then there we can use the min function, like that. Not only min and max, there are many built-in functions in Python. Okay. After explaining user defined function, I will give some of the built-in functions. I will explain, and I just quote some of the built-in functions so that you can understand what are all the built-in functions. Okay, this is all about the function types. And coming to the advantages of the functions, there are some advantages in the functions. That is, using functions we can avoid rewriting the same logic code again and again in the program. Like, if you want to perform, what is that, calculator, like if you want to perform the addition, subtraction, multiplication, then if you you just need to code once. Okay, then you can use that code multiple times. Okay, means we can avoid the rewriting the same logical code again and again in the program. And this is the major advantage in the functions. And coming to the next advantage, that is, functions multiple times in a program. We can call the functions multiple times in a program and anywhere in a program. Like, if you want to, here I will explain. Here I just give some function. If at all I what is sorry add function. If at all I want to call this add function, like I can call many times. This is also another advantages of the function. And next one is, we can track a large Python program easily when it is divided into multiple functions. If you work with the big projects, like programs, then there we can use the functions. And the most thing is, reusability is the main achievement of the Python functions. Okay, so this is all about the functions, guys. Function is the very it's a important topic in the Python. Let me show you how we can create the functions in Python. Okay, generally Python. Okay, let me. Okay, creating function in Python. Generally Python provides the def keyword. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I think your screen is not visual.
Oh, 1 second. I'm sorry. Okay, okay. I'm sorry, I didn't observe that. Okay, now clear. Okay, I have already explained that.
Then that
Generally, 1 second. Python, Python provides the def keyword to define the function. Okay, see, this is what def keyword. Um, Here I just want to, okay. Generally, the def keyword along with the function name is used to define the function. Here, after the def keyword, I have to give the function name. Let me give some. Here, I just want to perform some operation. So this is the function name here. Sum is the function name. Okay. Yeah. And the function here means here. The function here accepts the parameter. We can call it as an argument also. These parameter or argument both are can be optional. Means we can give. They both are optional. Here I don't want to give any parameters. Okay. And the next thing is the function block is started with the column. Here see, it is started with the column, and the block, block statements must be, if at all if you want to perform any operations, then those operations are in between these, must be in the same indentation. Okay. And the another rule of the function is the return statement is used, the return statement is used in the to return the value. Okay. The function can have only one return. These are all the rules of the function. Let me create one function so that you can understand better. Let me print my name first. See, parameters are optional. Here I just want to print hello world. Be patient, guys, my laptop is very slow. See, here I don't get any output. Can anyone guess why it is happened here? Any guess?
We have to call the function.
Yes. Here I just defined only the function, but I didn't call function. Okay. Okay. So what is generally function calling means after the function is created, we can call it from the another function. Okay. And means a function must be defined before the function call. Otherwise the Python interpreter gives you an error. Generally, to call the function, we can use the function name followed by the parenthesis. Function name, what is here? Name, and followed by parenthesis. See, I got the output, that is hello world. After defining the Python, there is another rule that you should keep in your mind, that you should call the Python, then only output will be printed. Otherwise, no output will be printed. Okay. See, this is what creation of the creation of the Python. We can create the function in this way. Let me give another example so that you can understand better. Here I just want to perform some operation between two elements. A equals to 10, B equals to 20, print A plus B. After that, I have to call the sum function. See, I got the output perfectly. I hope everything is clear till now. So you understand, I hope everyone is understand that how we can create a function in Python. And next one is return statement. Generally, the return statement is used at the end of the function and returns the result of the function. Like if you want to return the result of the function, then you can use the return. Okay. Return keyword means it terminates the function execution and transfer the result where the function is called. And the another thing is the return statement cannot be used outside of the function. Let me give an example. Return let me mention like C equals to A plus B. So it is there. Written C. Let me print with. Then only output will be printed. See, we got the output same. We got the same output, that is 30. Means here we are the result. I mean A10, B20, and C equals to. I mean C equals to A plus B. The complete resultant is stored in the. I mean the complete. Resultant is written by using the written keyword. Okay. This is all about. This is what a written keyword means. Let me create a function that without a written statement. Let me delete this. See, we got the output. Means in the above code, we have defined the same function without the written keyword. As we can see that the sum, I mean, this sum function returned the non object to the caller function. This is what with the written statement and without written statement. This is the difference between the with written statement and without written statement. Okay. And next one is, let me delete all this. Here, okay. Now I just want to explain you guys like our arguments in the function. Like the arguments are the types of the information which can be passed into the function. Okay, I mean the arguments are specified in the parentheses. Like we can pass any number of arguments, but they must be separated them with the comma. Let me explain. Here I just want to perform add operation. Sum operation same. C, A and B. Okay. Means here we are first of all, I mean here I am defining the function. Here I am calculating the sum of the two variables, and inside the parenthesis I gave two variables, that is A and B. Now let me return the A plus B. Okay, here I just want to take A equals to 10, B equals to 20. Not that is print sum of 10 comma 20. See, we got the output, that is 30. Means here I am printing some function with the arguments. Here I am giving parenthesis like A and B. Okay, this is all about arguments in Python. Let me give another example. Let me print my name. Okay, this is a simple example. Let me print hi comma sorry name. Let me first recall. Here I just want to give one name. See, here I got the output, that is hi Vanessa. Okay, this is all about the arguments in Python. Generally the arguments are the types of the information which can be passed into the function. Okay, and I mean I have already explained that these arguments are separated with the comma. Means we can define many types of the arguments, but they should be separated with the comma. Okay, if you want to define, I mean if you want to give more number of arguments, then you should put comma, and you can give any id like in such a way. Okay, this is all about the arguments in Python, guys. I hope everything is clear till now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay, guys, after explaining I mean after this, I mean after the completion of the functions, I gonna give you one assignment. Like tomorrow is a holiday, right? Sunday, right? Yeah, Sunday. I will give complete. I will give one assignment which will cover all the topics, that is strings, tuples, list, and everything. Okay, I mean lists, everything. Then you should run all those programs using functions. Then you can know what is the functions. Like you can know the depth in the functions. Okay. Is it okay for you? Okay. 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 Guys, I am again telling functions are the most important topic in Python. Like without knowing functions, you can't do any programs. That's it. Like if you open like HackerRank problems, HackerRank problems, then you will know the value of the functions. So so I am telling again and again, please do practice more on functions. Okay, I will give assignment. Everyone should complete the assignment so that you will only, I mean, so that you, ma'am, where to upload the practice questions? Google Classroom, guys. Okay, okay. Uh, See, today I will give one complete assignment on, I mean, one assignment on complete, I mean, this assignment will cover all the topics like till now I have discussed, that is what is tuples, lists, dictionary, everything. Okay. And you should practice each and every program by using functions only. That's it. Okay. Now I have explained what is user defined functions. Now I gonna explain you guys that is what is Python built-in functions. Generally, Python built-in functions are defined as the functions whose functionality is predefined in Python. Like for example, if you take min, max, means they are pre-defined. That is, if you give any sequence, then if you define the min function, then you will automatically get the minimum element in that particular sequence. Okay. And the Python, generally the Python interpreter has the several functions that are always present for use. So these functions we can call it as a built-in functions. There are several built-in functions in Python. I will list out some of the functions. Okay. Let me explain some of the built-in functions. That is, okay. I will try my level best to explain all the functions. Okay, I mean all the built-in functions. The first one is ABS. Okay. Generally, the Python absolute. This function is generally used to return the absolute value of the number. Okay, it takes only one argument and a number whose absolute value is to be returned. Okay, and the argument can be any integer or any float number. Okay. Let me give an example so that you can understand what is this absolute number means. Here I am printing I equals to minus 20. See, this is a built-in functions. Okay, so that's why we don't need to print. If you give first keyword, then only we can get there. Let me give. See, I got the output that is 20. Let me give another example that is float here. Sorry. I have to define F here. See, I got the absolute value, that is 21.21. This is what an absolute function means. Let me delete all this. And the second one is bin function. Bin. Generally, this Python bin function is used to return the binary representation of the specified integer. And the another thing is the result always starts with the prefix 0b. Here, I just want to know the binary representation of integer 10. Okay. Bin of A. See, I got the output, that is 0b 1010. 1010 means what? 8421, right? Generally, binary representations are what? 8421. 10 here means what? 8 me 1 0 1 0. So I got the output perfectly. Okay, let me delete all this. 1 second, guys. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. And next one here, sum. Okay, here I just want to list out some. Let me print some of. See, I got the output, that is 10. This is what a sum means. Like sum function means it is used to get the sum of the all numbers in the list or tuple or or whatever. Let me delete all this. Generally, the float function, the inbuilt float function, it returns the floating point number from a number or string. Let me mention that is a equals to 10. Here, I just want to get the float number. See, I got the output, that is 10.0. 10 is an integer. Coming to the float number, that is 10.0. Okay, this is what float. This is what float function means. And next, let me explain format function. Generally, the Python format function returns the formatted representation of the given value. Like, see, format of 1, 2, 3. And here I just want to get the value in D means what? Integer. Let me give another example. Format of 12.12 in what? In float format. Sorry. See, I got the all outputs clearly. This is what a format function means. Let me explain another inbuilt function, that is length function. Let me give one list. Here I just want to get the length of the particular list. Length of A. See, I got the length 4. This is what a length function means. Generally, it is used to return the length of an object. And next, list. Generally, the Python list function is generally used to create the list in Python. Like, let me give any string so that it will convert that particular string into list. A, B, C, D. This is a string. Print list. See, I got the output that is A, B, C, D in a list format. Okay. This is okay. Let me give a tuple this time. Here, I just want to convert that particular tuple into list. Sorry. See, tuple is converted into list. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is what a list function generally creates a list. Okay, if at all that that particular element, that particular sequence in the another format like tuple string, then it will convert that particular format into list format. Okay. There is another inbuilt function that is, let me delete all this first. That is the open function. That is generally this function open. I mean, the open function opens the file and returns the corresponding file object. Right now, I don't have any files, so I'm not gonna use this open file. Generally, we can define open function in this way. That's it. Okay, it generally opens the file. That's it. And the next one is character function. Okay, Python character function is used to get the string representing a character which points to a unicode unicode code integer. For example, if you take the character 97, then it returns the string a means 97, right? That's, let me give an example. What is that? R equals to, let me print chr of 97. See, I got the output that is A. Let me give. Oh, sorry. See, I got the output B, means 97A, 98B, like that, so on. Okay. If at all I give, what is this? 200. E star. I'm not, I too know, I'm not familiar with this 200 also. I only know what is that 97 to 1, 97 plus 26, that's it. I'm not familiar with the end. Okay, this is what in a character function means. Generally, it converts the particular string. I mean, it converts that particular character into a Unicode code integer. Okay, and the next one is complex. Uh, Generally, Python complex function is used to convert the numbers or strings into a complex number. This method generally takes the two optional parameters and returns the complex parameter. I mean, complex number. Okay, let me give an example. Print complex of 1. What is complex means? I mean, I plus j format, right? See, I got the output that is 1 plus 0j. Okay, I mean, it is used to convert the numbers into a complex number. Here I got the complex number that is 1 plus 0j. This is what in a complex function means. Okay. And the next one is div mode. Dmod. Okay, this dmod function is used to get the remainder as well as the coefficient of the two numbers. This function takes the two numeric arguments and returns their tuple. Okay, let me give an example. Here, I just want print div mode, right? Div mode function of, here I have to give two arguments, 10 and 5. See, I got the output that is 2 and 0. 2 is coefficient, 0 is remainder. Okay, I have already explained that it is used to get the remainder and the coefficient of the two numbers. Okay, this is what the div mode means. And there is another inbuilt function that is dictionary. Like I have already explained this dictionary. What is this dictionary function in the, what is this function in the dictionary? Like it is used to create a dictionary. Okay, whatever, let me print so that you can understand better, right? Equals to 1, 2. Let me print this early. See, I got the output in a dictionary format. Okay, this is what in a dictionary dict keyword means. It is used to create the dictionary. Okay, and in Python there is another inbuilt function that is hash function. Help function. There is a hash function also. Generally, this help function is used to get help related to the object passed during the call. Let me print. Help. See, okay. It takes an optional parameter and returns help information. Okay. I have already explained about this min function. It is used to get the smallest element from the collection. And this function, I just want to perform min operation on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, I got the output that is 1 because in this tuple, the least element is 1. The minimum element is 1. So I got the output that is 1. Okay. After min, what? Max. Oh. See, I got the output max, 4, because 4 is the maximum element in that list. Okay, and there is another inbuilt function that is set function. I have already explained that is this is a function. It is generally used to create the new set. Okay, using set keyword we can create set. See, I got the output JANV because duplicate elements are not allowed in the Python. So duplicate elements are removed and the rest elements are printed in a set format. Okay, this is what a set function. This is also an inbuilt function, and there is another inbuilt function that is hex function, means hexa. What is this? We can call hexadecimal. Generally, this function is used to generate the hexadecimal value of an integer argument, and it takes in a integer argument and returns the returns that returns that particular integer is converted into a hexadecimal string. I'm not even familiar with how to convert a particular element into hexadecimal format, but let me print. Here I just want to convert this 23. Too easy. See, I got the output that is OX2. We can here you can use the hex inbuilt function if at all if you want to convert that particular integer element into hexadecimal format. Okay. And there is another inbuilt function that is id function. This id function returns the identity of the object. Okay, I mean this is an integer which is guaranteed to be unique. I have already explained that in Python ids are unique. Let me, here I just want to print the id of one. Let me print an id of true. See, here ids are different. Okay, means every particular element has its own unique id. This is what an id function means. And there is in Python there is another inbuilt function that is sorted. Okay, like sorted function is generally used to sort the elements. Okay, I mean by default it sorts elements in an ascending order, but can be sorted in a descending order also. Let me give an example. Let me sorted. Okay, see, I got the output in a sorted format, that HNOPTY. H is the it is sorted in an ascending order. Okay, this is what an sorted function means. And I think so everyone is familiar with this inbuilt function that is input. It generally used to get the input from the user, like if you I mean after reading, I mean it is used to get the input from the user, and after reading the data, it converts that string and returns it. Let me explain that how we can get the input from the user. Here I just want to print my name, input of, let me print my name. See, here this is asking enter your name. See, name is Vanessa. Okay, generally this input function is used to get the input from the user. That's it. There's nothing in it. And there is another inbuilt function that is int. This int function is used to get the integer value. I mean, it returns the if at all if you give the float value, then it, if at all if you want to convert that particular float value into the integer value, then you can use that. Then you can use their int function. Like if you want to get the integer value, I mean if you want to get the integer value, then there also you can use the int function. Like here I just want to convert this particular 12.11 into integer. See, 12.1 is in a float value. It is successfully converted into an integer value, that is 12. Okay, this is what an integer function means. Okay, even you can convert the strings into a list, I mean integer values also. And in Python, there is another function that is an oct function, like a hex function. Like this oct function is octal. I mean, function is used to get the octal value of an integer number. Let me give. Okay, octal value of 12 is 14. Okay, This is what an oct function means. If at all, if you want to convert a particular integer value into a octal format, then you can use the oct function. And there is an inbuilt function that is, let me delete this. That is the power function. Generally, this power function is used to perform the power of a number. Like if you want to perform 4 square, 8 square, 16 square, like that, then there you can use the power function. Okay, let me give an example. Like here, I just want to perform, but in for power, if at all, if you want to perform the power function, then there you have to mention two arguments. Here I want to perform 4 square. See, I got the output successfully. 14 and 4 square means what? 16. 4 into 4, 16, right? Yes, that's it. This is what in a power function means. And yeah, and there is a print function also, like print also an inbuilt function. If at all, print, this print function prints the given object to the screen or other standard output devices. This is what an ego. See here, this is what a print function means. I think everyone is familiar with that. And there is another function that is a range function. Generally, this range function returns the immutable sequence of numbers starting from the 0 by default and increments by 1, by default only, and ends at a specified value. Okay, let me give range of, it generally starts with the 0 only. Here I just want to get, see, I got all the values. See, I got the, 1 second. Sorry. See, I got all the values from 0 to 9. 0 means I got the 10 values, like 0 to 9. Okay, this is what a range function means. Okay. And in Python, there is another inbuilt function that is reversed function. This reversed function returns the reversed iterator of the given sequence. Let me think. Reversed, okay. Reversed of what? Python. What? Sorry. You should. See, I got the reversed of Python like NOHTYP. Successfully, it is printed. Okay, this is what a reversed function means. It generally reverts that particular sequence into reversed sequence. Okay, and there is in Python there is another inbuilt function also, that is round. Means this Python round function round off the digits of a number and returns the floating point. Let me give an example. Here I want to get the round. Okay, round of 12.9. 12.9 round off means what? 13, right? Like this is mostly applicable in our SEM results, like in our exams. If you got that is what 8.9 means, we consider it as a 10. 9, like that. If at all, if you get the some results like 8.87 means, then there we can consider it as an 8.9. This is what in a round of function means. Okay. And there are some other inbuilt function also, that is tuple function, string function. Means there are converts the specified values into the string. And tuple means I have already explained what is this tuple function. That is, this is the function it is used to create the tuple object. Like if you want to convert a particular list into tuple object, then there also you can use the tuple function. Okay, and there is then another inbuilt function that is type. Means many times I have explained about this type function. It returns the type of the specified objects in a single argument passed to the type in inbuilt function, like what it is in a string or a tuple or list, whatever. Okay, and there are, I mean, there are many inbuilt functions. Okay. There are some other functions also, like a iter function. Here I have explained only some inbuilt functions only. Like there are some other functions also, hash. Like this hash function is used to get the hash value of an object. Okay, I hope everything is clear till now. I have explained about the functions, like what are all the user defined function, what is all the inbuilt functions. I gave some examples for I mean inbuilt functions and everything. This is all about for today's class. One second. Santoshi ma'am?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am. If you want to say anything, then you can
Yeah.
say, ma'am. Class is over.
No, no. If there's no issue, you can wind up the session.